Cancer, welcome to your reading. So I'm going to start here with your current energy and just see what is happening in your world. What's influencing this? What do you need to focus on? And your past? And your strength? Your near future? What else do you need to know? What else is influencing this? And your potential outcome here? So looking here, bottom of the deck, I am getting the Eight of Cups. Now the Eight of Cups is moving away from something that doesn't serve you. It is a kind of going down the path of just something better. It feels like you're in this pursuit of something much better than whatever you experienced here in the past. When I look at where you are right now, I had two cards that really showed themselves here. And I usually only take one for this position. And when I pulled both, I wanted to understand what was really influencing all of this, because I'm getting the Nine of Pentacles, which is your independence. A lot of building back your own confidence, creating the life that you want to live. So being able to provide for yourself, create your own growth, abundance, prosperity, all of that. But I have the Devil showing up with it. And so the Devil is limitations, restrictions. It could also be obsession. So maybe around building this life for yourself, it feels like you maybe have been obsessed with it or just hyper focused on doing these things in your life in order to create the success that you currently have. And it feels like here, what's motivating you, it's almost like you're trying to close out something here. Maybe I'll phrase it this way, because the Knight of Cups is influencing it. The Knight of Cups is all about going after what you want. And so when I see the Nine of Pentacles with the Devil energy being influenced by the Knight of Cups, it feels like you are trying to close out a cycle, something that maybe you had started in the past, became a little bit obsessed with. It definitely was time consuming for you. And so now it's, let me close this out so that I can move forward and I can go after exactly what I want. That's how the energy is coming across. And so the Devil energy here, it feels like it's a cycle that you're ending, that you're actively breaking. The Eight of Cups, you're moving away from this. You're ready to embrace something more fulfilling than what you experienced here in the past. And what the universe wants you to focus on here with the Seven of Wands is just standing up for what you want, fighting for what you want. It has not been easy. It's not going to be easy going forward. There's nothing easy about going after your goals and dreams. It requires effort. It requires consistency and just really that clear mind to say, this is the path I'm heading down. And now all the action I'm taking is to align with that path. And so having that Seven of Wands show up in what you need to focus on really is the clarity that you're looking for. Is just keep moving forward, keep going down this path, closing out the cycle, embracing what you want, pursuing what you want. And then when I look at the past here and I get the Nine of Cups, this was the catalyst for everything. And so the Nine of Cups is your goals, your dreams, your wishes showing up here in the past. And it feels like, okay, in order to achieve what you've set out to do or make your dreams here a reality, you have to close out this cycle. The Devil energy, something that you maybe have been hyper focused on for, I'm getting 2 years, take it as it makes sense for you, but definitely hyper focused for a long period of time. And it's taken until this point for you to recognize that you don't need to keep putting effort into this, that you've accomplished a lot and you're able to kind of let that obsessive energy go, or that just, obsessive is kind of a strong word. It's more of that hyper focused. It wasn't, yes, the Devil can be that very, very toxic behavior, but it's degrees of toxicity. And so it feels more like a hyper focus than anything else, that you needed to be hyper focused for a specific reason. But now that reason no longer exists and you're able to just kind of let this go. It's only becoming obsessive now because you have better things to focus on. And this is taking up your effort and your time. Showing up here in your strength is the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is long-term success. This is usually with another person. It is a marriage card in tarot. But with the Nine of Pentacles showing up in your current energy, the way the Ten of Pentacles is showing up here, it's closing out this devil cycle. You know what you're capable of doing. You've built a very solid skill set, a very solid foundation for yourself. And so in the worst case scenario, you always have your own skills to fall back on. You're never going to end up in a place of feeling desolate, because I'm getting that word, or anything where you feel like you're not worthy, you're not good enough. You've built such a solid foundation that you're able to close out this cycle and truly let it go, which is how this Ten of Pentacles is coming across. It's not usually an energy I get with the Ten of Pentacles, but I am in this reading. I'm getting at the King of Cups here in the near future. So that's your energy coming through. A lot of focusing here on your personal growth, emotional fulfillment. It really is the Nine of Cups and the Knight of Cups, kind of taking all of your experience, grounding your emotions in reality, and just using that to kind of determine what your next steps need to be, so that as you're closing out the devil cycle and you're really moving away from it, that you're not trying to recreate a scenario where that comes up again or anything along those lines. I like the maturity coming out of it. I'm definitely getting something open to change and adaptability. And so there's something that's coming up here with that King of Cups. So flexibility is absolutely going to be part of this entire process. So when I look at the external influences here, what I'm getting is the Ace of Swords with the Four of Cups. Now, the Four of Cups is sadness and disappointment. And the Ace of Swords here is really removing this energy from your just entire atmosphere. It's opening you up emotionally. This is how the universe is influencing everything. So if you did go through, I'm getting a dark night of the soul. So the Four of Cups indicates that you've done a lot of work on yourself, that it's only showing up now as a Four of Cups and it's not showing up as something more significant. This tells me that you've been paying attention. You've been doing all of the work. Letting go is really the last step. It's opening yourself. I'm getting this kind of freeing energy out of this, where you're not meant to carry such a heavy load. Things are meant to be easier than what they have been. That's for sure. And then I get the Star showing up in your hopes or fears. And so the Star is your goals and dreams. And so it's showing up in the past. It's showing up in your hopes or fears. It's Aquarius energy. It feels like you're heading down that path, and it's a very strong motivator. It gets you going for sure. And then looking at the outcome energy here, I am getting the Tower. So the Tower is a sudden change, a breakthrough. It's removing anything here that doesn't have that solid foundation, or is just impeding your progress in some sort of way. So an obstacle or challenge, something like that. Let's get more details here. So tell me about the Nine of Pentacles. Tell me about the Nine of Pentacles with the Devil here, because that's really what I want to know about. Nine of Pentacles. So you needed to get to a point where you felt confident enough to let go and break a cycle. And it's breaking a cycle. There's something specific about breaking the cycle. You were hyper focused on it for at one point, again, because you needed to be, and that point expired. That's not necessary anymore. But what was necessary was kind of you rebuilding maybe resources, because there's a lot of money connected to the Nine of Pentacles. There's a lot of abundance and growth connected to it. So maybe you needed to prove to yourself that you could maybe reestablish yourself financially or something along those lines. But I'm getting a lot of confidence here. And it feels like ultimately that's what you were doing, was you were rebuilding your confidence. You took this kind of motivation to address whatever was needed in the past. And once that kind of ended, you then shifted into, well, I now need to rebuild myself. I need to focus here. And so you became very hyper focused on building back your own confidence, creating something stable and grounded for yourself. So that's how that energy is coming through, but it feels like you're ready to break that free. Tell me about the Seven of Wands here in your focus. The Star, that Aquarius energy. And so with the Seven of Wands and the Star, it's fighting for your dreams. They're not just going to magically fall into your lap. As much as we all want that to happen, you are going to have to do something, take some sort of action here. But it feels like you are. It feels like you understand just kind of maybe how things are meant to progress, and you're doing the work now so that you can get these rewards later. That's why you're ready to walk away from this devil energy and really just close out that cycle once and for all. Tell me about the Nine of Cups here in the past. King of Swords. So the King of Swords is a lot of clarity coming through. I'm also getting something with communication. So really putting out to the universe exactly what it is that you were looking for. And I'm getting a lot of positive energy out of this. Whatever it is that you put out to the universe, these are my goals, these are my dreams. And you did it with such conviction that the universe said, heard you loud and clear. And so let's do what we need to get you ready to embrace those, to really receive those goals and dreams and fight for them. Because if you didn't have the confidence in yourself to be able to go after your goals and dreams, like you still were in a lack mentality or anything like that, you would not be capable of fighting for those goals and dreams because you'd be fighting against yourself. And so the universe here almost kind of got you to shift into prioritizing your own well-being, creating this Nine of Pentacles energy, just building back your own confidence so that you can go after what you want. Tell me about the Ten of Pentacles here. Five of Pentacles. So you are leaving behind that lack mentality. That's exactly how this is coming across. Any feelings of being abandoned or left out in the cold, like you're not worthy or anything along those lines, that lack mentality, that's what you're leaving behind here. You're closing out a cycle. You're coming out much stronger with a much better foundation. I'm also getting this kind of openness to you. It's this King of Cups. I'm getting a lot of that freeing energy that comes when you release the devil, when you break that cycle. So let's get that King of Cups here. Page of Cups. So wearing your heart on your sleeve, and Temperance energy, Sagittarius. I love it. So the Temperance energy, it's all about emotional balance. And with the Page of Cups, King of Cups, you're learning a lot about yourself. You're grounding yourself in your emotions. And you're also recognizing that just saying what it is that you're feeling or what it is that you want here, that's a strength. It's not a weakness. You don't need to keep things bottled up, especially if they involve another person or somehow another person is involved. It's that Ten of Pentacles energy. I'm just getting the sense here, the more that you open yourself up to new possibilities and achieving all of your goals and dreams, the more realistic they become. It feels like that's when they get grounded in reality. Tell me about this Four of Cups here in the external. One card. Page of Swords. So really clearing the air here. So the Page of Swords is an inquisitive energy. And so what you were learning a lot about building your confidence is, how did you get here in the first place? How did you get to a point where that was necessary? And so digging in, asking yourself all of those really difficult questions, understanding why you were feeling this way, helped you to understand the source, but it also helped you resolve it as well. So that healing energy that I'm picking up with these two cards combined is really the reason why you're able to release that devil energy, why you don't need to hyper focus on this anymore, because you're healing it. Tell me about the Ace of Swords, and the healing allows for release. The Ace of Swords, I'm getting at the Ten of Cups. I mean, it just flew right out. And so that Ten of Cups energy, long-term emotional fulfillment. This is a card of family, another marriage card here. And so what you're doing is you're opening yourself up for the happiness that you're looking for. Again, could be with another person because of the marriage cards showing up, but take it as it makes sense for you. I'm not picking up another person here necessarily in your reading. What I'm getting is your energy and what you're prepared for and what you're opening yourself up for. Tell me about the Star. Seven of Swords. That feels like healing. And the Sun, focusing on hope and optimism. So the Star, one component of that kind of Aquarius energy there is healing. And it feels like it's healing, but it's through truth. There's something that's healing through truth. You're now able to understand all of the pieces, how everything fits together. I'm essentially getting Hanged Man energy with these two without getting the card. But then I get the Sun showing up with it, which is hope, it's optimism, it's focused on the future and better days, better just opportunities coming your way. The Sun, I'm getting a lot of opportunities there. It's what you want. You're looking for growth. So let's get that Tower showing up here in your outcome energy. Three of Wands, any delays are coming to an end. I love this. You're making so much progress that all of a sudden there's going to be a breakthrough. Something here, either you're going to know something intuitively and things are going to be able to pick up in speed, or those blocks and barriers are being removed from your life. So let me see if I can get anything on the other side of the Tower. Tell me about the other side of this breakthrough energy. You are definitely opening up, and that's all I'm able to get at this point. So I'm getting the Hermit energy. The Hermit's a lot of internal reflection. It's Virgo, but you can see here in the Lantern that he's focused on the star. And so that would be your goals and dreams. And so the more that you focus on what really matters, this Hermit tells me that you've done a lot of reflection when it comes to what matters. The star is out here twice. It's showing up in that Lantern. I've got the Nine of Cups. I mean, that's all over this reading. So you've been doing a lot of thinking, reflecting, analyzing, but also healing in order to be ready for this. And it's the healing that allows you to really start moving forward. That's when the breakthrough really happens here because you're ready. The Knight of Wands is showing up here. And so all of a sudden, movement. But it's movement based on everything that you've done and learned and just kind of understood what your next steps need to be. Because I'm also getting that with the Hermit energy. And then I get the Six of Pentacles here. And so that Six of Pentacles is a card of generosity. So that's really you opening up to new opportunities, experiences, and just going down this path that allows you to achieve the dreams that showed up 4 times here in the reading. So Cancer, this is your reading. I hope it resonates. If it did, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Take care.